Part of my journey has meant giving up a lot of friendships. No one cares, and no one wants to see you do better than them. Distancing happens naturally as a consequence of growth. It's going to require you doing uncomfortable things. They were just lazy. If you want to get to where you want to go with your business in a very short amount of time, you've got to defer stimulation or dopamine in place of self-education, which is of course part of the reason that you guys are here today. You're like, I want to be better. I want to give up my Thursday to do what I need to do. So you're already, of course, you've taken a step on that journey. And as you take each step, you realize that there's like a fucking 1,000 more steps you didn't even realize. So that's where you need the more time. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, of course. No, go.
They don't believe in what you do.
Yeah.
And they want to blame someone else. What do you do then? What do you do in terms of trust?
If you look, we're all going to meet people that don't believe in our vision, or they're not ready to believe. Not everyone was ready for the word of Jesus when he came, or the prophet. They're not ready for the vision. They're not ready, and that's okay. But that doesn't then mean that needs to reflect upon the actions that you take. So, and there's different ways to deal with that. But in the end, distance for me is easier, and there's different versions of distance when people don't believe. Part of my journey has meant giving up a lot of friendships because my finances changed. The things that I could do with money changed. The things that I wanted to speak about changed. I used to have friends that would talk about females in a way that I realized was no longer acceptable to me. And I was like, I don't want to be around people like that. I still have people that from time to time so I've got people that pop up in my life because they're old friends, but they'll be like, they'll talk about, this girl who looks pretty. And I think, but you're married, man, you've got kids. This is not a value system that I embrace anymore. And I'm reminded why I'm not friends with them anymore, because I've changed. And that's their journey. But distancing happens naturally as a consequence of growth. You read 20 sales books, you're going to become a different person. You just will. And everyone, or the people that don't believe, and there's going to be very, very few people that are going to, because that's just how life is, because no one cares. And no one wants to see you do better than them. So that's the different versions of the loneliness. I've got to go out and do the face-to-face. One of the things I used to own a couple of coffee shops in London. Pearl Lemon Cafe. It's still on Google. I think, is it still on Google Maps? You could Google it anyway. But we went from 0 to 120 reviews on Google. We went to the top of the Google Maps ranking within 3 months. Why? Because I was in the coffee shop 10 hours a day, being like, okay, hey, would you give me a coffee? Do you fancy giving me a little Google review? Let me just show you what you want to do. He's like, I don't even log into Google. This is how you do it. I'll even write it for you. Look good? Okay, bang. So I did it for 3 months. They were happy to do it. Yeah. They were just lazy. They're like, I'm happy to do it, but I can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered. But if you want to do it for me, and I do like your coffee, and I like you because you're pleasant to be around and you're a radiator. So you know what? Deepak's just cool. His coffee's shit, but he's cool. So fuck it, I do it. My coffee was shit. I made 1 cup of coffee in the 2 years that we had coffee shops. I ran them all into the ground, right? But people radiating energy is magnetic, and people wanted to see me win. So doing all of that stuff requires going through a lot of change, and a lot of people are going to get freaked out by that. And we also catch ourselves sometimes in those mental loops, because we also are the enemy of ourselves. Because what you just said, you want to remove from your language, because you just said to me, you forced them to do it. We need to change that language within you. We need to change your own language about what you do to yourself. You've got to say to yourself, this is what success looks like. Because we were getting all of the people coming in from TripAdvisor, because we ranked at the top of TripAdvisor, from Google. And people coming in from like Chicago, and they're like, how do you find this? We just Googled it. Because we were in Fulham near Chelsea Football Club, and we were getting more people coming in than the other cafes, because we were smacked. They're like, you got 120 reviews. All 4 or 5 stars. Like, yeah, I know. I fucking forced everyone to fucking. I'd be like, why? Because my coffee's shit, but I'm fantastic. And they were like, great. because it's the experience often that people buy, isn't it? So it's not just the people around us, but it begins with the people around us. But it also, when you're building frameworks, begins with also your own mental frameworks. So you've got to do some level of rewiring, right? You've got to kind of rewire the way that you think about what you need to do, because it's going to require you doing uncomfortable things. So we'll often catch ourselves saying things that are someone else's version of what our success should look like.